A new aircraft has officially joined Scoot's fleet. It's small, it's versatile, it's the Embraer E190 E2. It's a new small plane Scoot has been promoting lately, a plane that enables them to expand to destinations such as Koh Samui and Sibu. I was fortunate enough to get myself a ticket on the inaugural flight, made even luckier with me scoring a nice seat ahead of the wing. It's a flight I've been looking forward to for quite a while now. So let's roll the clip, shall we? Welcome to Short Transit. We are a small group of passionate travelers based in Singapore. From our tiny red dot, we aim to bring you along on journeys around the world, mainly focusing on Asian travel. Stay tuned for more independent and informative trip reviews like this one. We just started our quest to fly on every Asian flight carrier, so if you really like our videos and would like to help us grow, do give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And do visit our Patreon in the link below if you would like to contribute financially for some perks. Thank you. Well, welcome to my home airport, Changi Airport. It has been quite a while since I've flown out of here, as flying out of anywhere but Changi Airport means slashing my flight cost by hundreds of dollars. Today is an exception though, as we are flying on a very special flight on Scoot, Singapore Airlines' proud little sister. Something doesn't seem right. Turns out, there's a special check-in counter just for this flight away from the usual counters. Apparently, my carry-on bag is too big for the aircraft's overhead bins, so they checked it in for free, which was quite nice. Immigration took exactly 2 minutes and we're at the airside.
All the way on the other corner of the gate-hole area, we actually have a tuk-tuk.
Thank you.
So for those who have went Thailand,
Now here's the star of the show. Already waiting here is our brand new E190 E2 with the registration 9VTHA. This is Scoot's and also Southeast Asia's very first operational Embraer E190 E2. Definitely a very proud moment for Scoot. The gate is also nicely decorated to set the mood for this very special flight. It's soon time for me to board. Quite excited to see how it's like on board. Wow, that's quite a noticeable low headroom. Our aircraft is laid out with a 2-2 seating configuration, spread out over 28 rows with a total of 112 seats. The 2-2 layout for the E190 is quite a selling point of this aircraft, as there is no middle seat for people to get stuck in. Waiting at my seat are some gifts from Scoot, quite a nice surprise. The legroom, or the leg thereof, was quite noticeable as I settled into my seat. Given the tight seat pitch of 29 inches, normally such seats will have minimal cushion to enlarge the legroom by a few centimeters, but they just kept the standard cushions. Well, at least we are not getting uncomfortable ironing boards on this plane. was the most gentle ascent I've experienced. Okay, now let's talk about the route we are flying on today. Singapore to Krabi is a leisure-oriented route only served by Scoot. But not for long, as Jetstar is starting service on this route from June. Most passengers are connecting from long-haul flights on Singapore Airlines, given Krabi's popularity with holidayers. If you are travelling just between Singapore and Krabi, get ready to fork out at least $104 one way if you book a month in advance, while flying with Jetstar starts at $87. Our seat on the E190 is relatively basic, with quite tight legroom and rigid tray table that cannot be extended. The seat pocket below contains a safety card, onboard menu which we will see later, a catalogue, and a waste bag. One thing that is missing is the lack of a USB port to charge up my devices, which was quite disappointing given this is on a brand new plane in 2024. I mean, how much extra would it cost to add USB ports nowadays? Shouldn't be that much, right? The Wi-Fi was not working as well, despite it being advertised by the cabin crew. The plus side of this seat is definitely the thick seat cushions and the 2x2 layout, which takes away quite a bit of the pain from the tight legroom. The mood was quite lively, with a hive of activities as everybody was excited to be on board the plane, chatting and capturing photos of Scoot's new toy. Now it's time for some food. I ordered some Oriental chicken stew with rice dish, which cost $12. But I was quite surprised to be given a $1 change. They told me to expect a preparation time of 20 minutes, which I was okay with. Pro tip, if you just want a main dish, you can order your meal on board the plane directly from the cabin crew, as the website only sells set meals at $18, a pricey $6 upcharge for a can of Coke and a muffin. My meal came in piping hot in this plastic container. It may not look the best, but it was actually pretty tasty. The rice was not too dry as well, complementing well with the chicken in the stew, which tasted just right. I did end up finishing my meal with a few minutes before our descent into Krabi, so let's visit the loo. It's a relatively small toilet which barely fitted me in terms of headroom, showing the small size of the aircraft. You have to press a power button to start the flow of the water, which was quite interesting. With the glistering rice fields in sight, let's enjoy our descent into Krabi. Welcome to Krabi. To summarize, it's a relatively comfortable plane to be on if you are just flying short hops around Asia due to the 2-2 layout of the cabin given the width of the aircraft. But given this plane can potentially fly up to 5 hours, the lack of legroom and power ports could be bothersome if Scoot decides to deploy this jet on longer flights. It's definitely a good addition to the fleet as it can potentially open up routes that previously wasn't feasible from Singapore, connecting Singapore with more destinations around Asia.
Thank you.
What a lovely welcome to Krabi that was. Thank you for joining me today. Go watch our video on Emirates next, and I'll catch you next time.